Okay, now I'm doing my review for the Lions versus Giants game. First off, I want to say shout out to Everything King. There goes Moby and Dante Chase for showing me a little love as I'm just starting out. So I'm gonna just go over the things that I wrote down here about the game. First off, I want to talk about the refs. They was on some shit. I mean, like holding penalties on TJ Lane. That was Phantom. The Odell Beckham injuring Jared Davis didn't call it when Matthew Stafford got hit with that late hit, and then they're gonna call the penalty on us. I was like, unfucking believable. I'm like, y'all not gonna call roughing the passer if that was Aaron or Brady. I mean, the refs, they were really on some shit, and I knew the refs was on some shit when that fourth down play when they spotted the ball. I'm like, dog, you know that spot is off. And I'm like, Caldwell, if you don't challenge this, I will never forgive you because I call him Mr. Conservative, and that's my only issue with Caldwell. Most people don't like him as a coach. I like him as a coach only because his record is like the best we had in 50 years. But this guy be so conservative, it pisses me off. But he called it and they didn't cheat. I couldn't believe it because I knew that. I'm like, they're gonna give it to New York. They always cheat, but they gave it to us like they should have. Also, if you watch my last video, I said 31-17, and I did say if I'm underestimating the Giants defense, we will win 24-10. So I got that right. Okay, and then I also said Amir Abdullah will have a good game just because I don't expect him to. No one did, and no one does, and especially not against the Giants' run defense. So he had a great game. So he had, let's see here, 86 yards on 17 carries, 79 yards after contact, which was very good, and he caused five missed tackles. The run game was really good today. We had 138. Matthew Stafford had like 22 yards. Man, Stafford got them wheels. I'm telling you, all them years of Aaron Rodgers whooping your ass, you start to learn, like, I gotta be mobile. I gotta be able to beat this guy, Aaron Rodgers. By the way, fuck Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. So glad they lost to Atlanta. Now we see Atlanta next week. And the only reason that I'm a little more optimistic about this game is because we at home. I was actually more scared about the New York game. I mean, I knew we were a better team, but I'm like, they got a good defense. I hope Stafford don't throw no picks. But we did good on that. Riddick had 4 yards to carry. He ran for 20 yards. Okay, I do want to say this about the defense. I'm telling y'all, we can be top 10, maybe better, but we had some injuries today, so we'll see how that works. Tavon Wilson got injured on defense. Jared Davis went down. Dwayne Washington also got hurt. But I knew we was going to win this game. Now, I ain't going to lie, I was nervous when we went to the fourth quarter lead. I'm sorry, because the Lions. But I knew we was going to win this game. On the first play, that sack fumble, and then Darius Slay went in the end zone, and I was like, man, Slay gonna have a big game. And he did later on in the fourth quarter. Shout out to Big Play Slay. So I like that. Also, a lot of people were saying that Ebron could possibly show up because of the linebacker shit. And, unlike most people, I like Ebron. I just think we can't blame, listen to me, all my DVE members, we cannot blame Eric Ebron for getting drafted early. Like, it's not his fault. He obviously was a second round draft pick, but our management drafted him. Like, that's not Eric Ebron's fault. Like, he's not that good. He never will be. He's good enough to be like a very good second rounder. That's why he had 750 yards last year. But I'm glad to see him have a showing against a good defense. Stafford was 15 of 21, 71% completion percentage. Had 133 yards, just like his lowest yards ever in a win. But he had 2 touchdowns. He showed up in the first half, and I couldn't believe we ran more than we passed. But we ran the clock out and played with a lead. And I like how we actually was able to do that. And this is against the Giants. And I told y'all, we would score 14 of 10 in the first quarter, end up being 17, and that defense would get tired. And it was going to be an explosion. The explosion didn't happen, but that defense got tired. So the run game started to really get going. And shout out to Jamal Agnew. Because, talk about a spark that we needed. I always believed in Jamal Agnew. I didn't want Washington back there. Not with Agnew, because he runs it was a 4.3 speed. I'm like, just give him a shot. And he showed that he can do something. And I like that. Also, The defense, the secondary. I think our secondary now should be top 10 in the NFL. I mean, they shut down those giant receivers. Like, they couldn't do anything. I mean, I would say you got Denver, you got the Giants. The Chargers have a good secondary, actually. Um, I can't really think of any other teams. Oh, Minnesota has a good secondary. Even the Bears secondary is okay. But like out of those five teams, of course Seattle has an amazing secondary. I think we be like maybe like 8 in top 10. Like our secondary is good. Um, Also Stafford, he was under pressure, and Greg Robinson had a lot of penalties. But I'm fine with the pressure because, like, I mean, out of all the teams we face this year, the Giants are gonna have like the best pass rush we see, at least for a long time. Maybe like the Steelers, like the Panthers. I really don't know how good that pass rush is, but they're gonna have the best pass rush we see for at least a few weeks, and we held it down. I mean, he got sacked what like 2 or 3 times, but I think 2 of them were coverage sacks, and they were blowing up our runs. I mean, and they kept throwing corner blitzes. I mean, they were going ham on us. And like we held up. I was looking at Pro Football Focus, so I'm gonna say shout out Graham Glasgow because he had a perfect passer protection rating. But we do need Taylor Decker back. Greg Robinson, a lot of people want to be back, like bang on him, but like Olivier Vernon is not no scrub. Like he at least a top 10, 12 pass rusher, maybe like number 12. Like he's not no scrub. Greg Robinson can't handle him. Like we lucky he didn't get worse, even though he did cause Stafford to get sacked in that fumble, but it happens in games sometimes. But the protection was okay. But the main thing I do want to talk about, like I mentioned it earlier,